This episode of Special Cowboy Moments provides a glimpse of the rich history that surrounds our Western roots. TC Energy understands the importance of capturing and sharing this culture for generations to come, and we would like to welcome you to this episode.
There's so much history here. When my dad was riding, and actually he worked out on the 2-Dot Ranch here just north of town a ways for Dick Curtis, and Dick Curtis had the bucking horses here at the time, so Dad cowboyed out there, and they had cattle as well, and then he picked up at night and rode broncs and bulldogged here. So we was at the Cody Night Rodeo quite a bit, but that was when it was up on the hill, the old arena. And then, of course, since this was built, then I couldn't wait till the day I finally got to go to the Cody Night Rodeo. And, of course, Dad, he never would let me go too young or anything. And it was finally when I was just, out of high school when I first finally got to go to the Cody Night Rodeo. And I think probably the best thing about the Cody Night Rodeo, it is tour season. There's tons of butts in the seats, and they don't care if you make a good ride or a bad ride. They cheer the whole time you leave here feeling like a hero. And, later on, I'd come down here when I was on my permit. I'd come down here 3-4 times a week and then go to NRA rodeos, amateur rodeos, and pro rodeos, whatever pro rodeos I could get in when I was on my PRCA permit. So shoot, you could get on something every day of the week and not have to travel too far. But what an amazing town, what an amazing facility. And like I say, I come here, I still get adrenaline flowing just because it does have a way of firing you up.
It's just very different than a lot of other rodeos, just the long-standing tradition of 100 years here. You can feel that history when you show up here, and then to have Frontier Stock and Frontier Rodeo Company bringing all the bulls and horses and stuff, and all the top guys are coming to get on. I mean, you just can't get much better rodeo than that.
Cody was one of the, I mean, you didn't miss Cody on the 4th of July. This has always been one of the greatest rodeos, but you could work Cody, Red Lodge, Livingston all in one day, and it was always a wonderful experience. I mean, this is cowboy country up here, and I think one of the things that I will never forget. Now, you're going to think I'm making this up, but I'm not. Thunderstorm going on here one night. I'm up in the bull ride, and they open the gate. Somewhere between the time the gate opens and the 8-second whistle, lightning hits around here somewhere, blows the lights out. I'm on this bull, and they were out for maybe a second half or 2 seconds, and it went on, and I rode him. And since nobody's going to remember that or think it's true, Stan Harper, my buddy that I flew up here with today, said, well, how'd you do? I said, what'd you mark? I said, nobody's going to remember. I marked 100 and I won the event, which is probably a lie, but I did flunk chemistry. But I mean, that was one of the wildest things. It was a one-time deal. Never happened to me again.
This fall, experience the horror at Dogwood Pass, voted one of Ohio's must-see haunts. Walk the cursed streets of an authentic Old West town where the monsters and maniacs rule the night. Then face your fears by entering the all-new, terrifying Gates of Horror. The Fiends come out between sunset and midnight the last 4 full weekends in October. Horror at Dogwood Pass, where the West will never die.
My memories contain life, like rocks hold a river. My hands tell stories, like cracks in the canyons. My legacy will live on, like legends told round the fire. My spirit is wild, and here I'm free.
You've always dreamed of owning your own land and working it too. To make it perfect, you need just the right tractor. GC 1700 Series compact tractors from Massey Ferguson. Easier to operate and more versatile than ever. For any job. You're living your dream. Now you can drive it too. Visit your Massey Ferguson dealer today.
Life in Western North Dakota is special. You need a financial institution that understands this. One with all the services you need and done better than the rest, just like Western North Dakota. Join the herd at Western Cooperative Credit Union.
Trails West has been producing the best horse and stock trailers in the industry for over 30 years. And now we're excited to present our exceptional line of slant load trailer models. Our slant load trailers are top sellers for a reason. Their durability and longevity are unmatched in the industry. We invite you to visit your local Trails West dealer today and start dreaming of your next adventure. Trails West, the only trailer in its class.
Well, Cody, Wyoming has been the staple of the basic 4th of July run for many years. This is 100 years of rodeo and stampede history right here in the making, and Frontier Rodeo has been a part of it for the last 5 years, and hopefully continuing on. It's just a great rodeo. It's the largest one-header in the world. You get one opportunity at the money and a big payday. Well, I've had the highs and lows that that everybody dreams about. I rode 11 of Surveys here back in 79, 80, somewhere right in there, and won the bull riding, was the champ, and got the big check, and then in 1982 got bucked off, tore my knee up, and so had the first of 4 unsuccessful knee surgeries, and that's the way rodeo goes: chicken one day and feathers the next. The Cody Night Rodeo has probably turned out as many professional cowboys, taught them how to learn how. You can learn how to ride, but that's a little bit of a reach, because it's a good rodeo every night. 90 days a year up here, but it's a pro rodeo. You're winning money and competing against guys that can win. But that's the best thing for the young guys, is to learn how to win. It's different from learning how to ride. Some guys can throw a football and throw it pretty well, but then there's Tom Brady, so.
Tonight I had a horse I didn't know much about. I was 81, winning second, so this is a tough rodeo. I don't know if it'll hold up, but I'm praying and hoping it does, and we'll just let the chips fall where they may. Little horse of Birch's. I seen her this spring a couple times, and she's just a young horse, and they're just cracking her out. And y'all, she's gonna be an awesome horse. She's a really nice horse, and she turned out of there and had a couple pretty good ducks, it felt like, and I dang near rolled off her right out of there, but I crawled back in the middle of her and lost a little rein in the middle of all that. Rein got a little long, but turned out it felt really good, and that's gonna be an awesome horse. It's awesome rodeo. The money's great. It's one of the biggest rodeos there is, and the stock, they bring in the best stock in the world. You got a good one when you come here. It's just a great rodeo, and it's been around for forever, so it's something I've always heard of when I was a kid and always wanted to be here.
You're not going to get into any trouble just starting a motorcycle. Seriously.
I'm good. I'm ready.
You don't look ready. Why do you keep scratching your butt?
Not scratching.
What do you mean you're not scratching?
I'm picking.
What's the difference between picking and scratching?
I don't know. When I get nervous, I always get to picking. I can't help it.
So I started out just as a bullfighter, and then I moved into the clown part of it. And I had a background in motorcycles and racing and stuff. And so I wanted to do something different, something unique. And I started out doing a little motorcycle act that had training wheels on it, and it just evolved from there. And then I got my pro card, and I was in San Dimas, California, still fighting bulls, but doing my little motorcycle act. And the announcer and I went to a feed store to do a radio interview, and there was a little semi-truck parked out, a little miniature go-kart semi-truck, and we made an act out of that at the rodeo there, and I jumped it, and it was like 12 feet long, and the people went crazy, you know, and I thought to myself, man, I think I might have something here. So I went home and started building a ramp and put it together and started jumping my trailer, and by the grace of everyone that's helped me, here I am, 22 years later. You know, I was never a clown or anything, and I've had help, you know, Liesl Harris, and watching those guys, and people giving me, you know, tips and advice, and that's the way my act became so good, as everyone would say, hey, you need to add this, you need to add that, you know, and it just developed into, you know, all these little things, and here we are. I'm 52 now. I jumped for 20 years. I jumped the trailer, and I always could jump the truck, just the truck, because I'd done small Coliseum rodeos and stuff. So I would do short Coliseum rodeos and stuff. But I broke my legs 3 different times, and both of them at the same time, one time. So this last time, 2 years ago, I broke it in Prescott, Arizona, and I said, I'm done. I'm only jumping the truck. So that's where we're at.
This life, full of moments, big moments, small moments, in-between moments. It's about missing out on nothing and celebrating everything. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for over 100 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
Still favor the same old hat and these worn out pair of boots. Sticking with tradition, proud of my roots. Raised up on common sense. Granddad showed me the way. Big Boy Toys.
If you've never been with a credit union before, perhaps it's time you found out all the things you've been missing. Stop in at Western Cooperative Credit Union and all will be revealed. Join the herd at Western Cooperative Credit Union.
Now I get to travel the world. I get to come to rodeos like this one, and I get to spin a rope. Like I can't, pretty easy living, and you know, I get to make people happy, and they enjoy watching me. So that's kind of a good job. Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to shake. Like my hands actually shake. I don't know if it's in the mind or whatever, but man, I practice almost every day. I love trick rope. I didn't start so I could be famous or whatever. I ain't, but that it was just always something I loved to do. I love roping. I love team roping, trick roping, spinning guns. I like it. It's fun. Yeah, no, it always kind of feels like I watch it, I can't believe I can make it do something. Like my hands, they can actually create something. But it kind of feels like a kid playing with it, and it still takes a lot of work. I always say, there's no difference between you and I know where not to mess up as many times. It's still just as much work for me to do it, so it's fun. Trick roping, spinning gun, cracking whips, you're gonna mess up every day, and so failing, I guess I'm not really that scared of, just because I got to put myself out there so many times. And I guess if I was scared of messing up, I wouldn't try hard. Anytime I'm in an act and I do 3-4 performances where I don't mess up, I'll start doing all the hardest tricks I know. I like to mess up at least once or twice a show, just because I know I'm giving it my all. If I get comfortable, I want to fail. I mean, I don't know. There's always danger. Like when I crack the fire whips or spin the fire ropes, I've caught on fire about 15 times, and I've wiped myself a lot with the whips. I mean, I used to be pretty good looking, so. I have a truck with a stage that I have that goes up with lights and smoke and everything, and I have it wrapped with my name, so I always get stopped at gas stations like, hey, I saw you in Cody, or I saw you at Cheyenne, and they'll come take a picture. I have autograph sheets in my truck, because about every other gas station, people will be like, I saw you at radio, but I know it's a truck.
I mean, Frontier Rodeo Company has it. There's Birches are here, JD Kamaker, and I've been hearing for several years that the bronc riding at this rodeo is one of the best of the year. The horses are good. Anytime you get the best cowboys in the world and the best horses in the world, there's going to be good watching. So it's neat to come and watch. There's a great group of young guys coming up in the bareback riding and the bronc riding, and it's exciting. I enjoy watching these young guys. And, rodeo's in good hands right now. I think watching the NFR the last few years, even in bareback riding, I've just really been impressed, and just being behind the chutes and visiting with them guys, very respectful. That's one thing the sport of rodeo can really be proud of. I help a college out down here in Powell, Wyoming. I come down and go to a lot of their practices, and just how respectful the young individuals that are involved in the sport, go to school there and compete here are. And that's what leads me to believe that it's in good hands, the sport.
Well, I was watching TV, and I was watching Fox News one day, and this gal came on that her folks are from over at Newcastle, and she's a pretty prominent news person. And she said, if you want to see patriotism, go to the NFR rodeo, and you'll see it like nowhere else. And that really struck me as the way it is. It's like here tonight, all these patriotic people. And that means a lot to me.
been a cowboy most of my life. I punched a lot of cattle, got in a few fights, and I've been around a time or two. I've made a little